Opening the film with an image of a fist in deep shadow, Park Chan-wook made it clear to the audience that Oldboy was going to be a dark film that packed quite the punch, and boy did it. With incredible characters and one of cinema's greatest ever plot twists, the film effectively launched South Korean cinema into the global mainstream. Personally speaking, Park Chan-wook is one of my absolute favourite filmmakers. As I found when I previously explored Decision to Leave, he is an incredible visual storyteller and he has his own very distinct cinematic language. So much of Decision to Leave's storytelling is communicated via its visuals, and Oldboy possesses this same level of visual depth and attention to detail. Here I would like to explore this depth, as when you're able to comprehend Oldboy's cinematic language, you can gain an even greater appreciation for this masterpiece. The concept of time is one of Oldboy's most important themes, and it is immediately introduced as we see Oh Dae-soo across two timelines, one in the present day and one in 1988. We can determine it as 1988 because of the film's release in 2003, as well as the poster on the police station's wall of Hodori, who was the official mascot of the 1988 Summer Olympic Games in Seoul. When the credits begin, we see dates and times become words, and various letters tick to imitate a clock. The overhead shot also shows an arrow that points one way. This indicates the singular flow and irreversible nature of time. Also of interest is how the main characters of the story interact with time.
내 이름이 왜 오대수냐면은 오늘만 대충 수습하면서 살자.
As his name indicates, Oh Dae-soo is consistently trying to fight time. He spends 15 years in captivity and makes extreme efforts to escape, only to be released. He attempts to find out who kidnapped him but becomes involved in meaningless fights, only for his captor, Lee Woo-jin, to reveal himself. Oh Dae-soo tries to uncover why Lee Woo-jin kidnapped him, but again he fails. His extreme quest for vengeance and his fight against time always come to nothing. Lee Woo-jin on the other hand interacts with time differently. Evergreen is given as a clue to Oh Dae-soo and references their school, but it also indicates Lee Woo-jin's relationship to time. Since the passing of his sister, he has never grown up. He is evergreen, and whereas Oh Dae-soo tries to fight time, Lee Woo-jin is stuck in it. He has been a keen photographer since his school days and is obsessed with the images of others. His penthouse apartment is full of pictures of his sister, and he possesses quite a collection of cameras. Even his purple items bear the image of a smashed mirror, the same mirror that was smashed when Oh Dae-soo peered through the window. He is unable to move on from the death of his sister, and is living an equally meaningless life by pursuing revenge against Oh Dae-soo. Another important concept found within Oldboy is contrast, and we see this illustrated in various ways. One way is through transitions, for example when Oh Dae-soo goes from a confined cell to a sunny green field, or when he goes from violence to tranquility. Outside of transitions, there are the ants. A single ant is quite cute and harmless, but a swarm of ants is terrifying. However, I think the most important contrast is within Oh Dae-soo himself, the idea of the monster. This idea is effortlessly introduced within Oldboy as Oh Dae-soo, who learns exclusively through the television in his cell, is changing channels when Frankenstein's monster appears. It's genius to include Frankenstein's monster as he mirrors Oh Dae-soo in the story of Oldboy. For example, Frankenstein's monster was created by someone else, and in the film Bride of Frankenstein, the monster destroys Frankenstein's laboratory, and a high tower collapses in the last scene. This parallels perfectly with Lee Woo-jin and his high tower. To further illustrate the alter ego of the monster, Oh Dae-soo's shadow is present on the wall before it cuts back to his physical self. The monster within Oh Dae-soo is apathetic and selfish. He tells his story to the man on the roof, but he does not listen to his. He steals the glasses from the woman, and when the guy jumps from the roof, he pays no notice. The monster is the incarnation of vengeance, and because of its existence, Odae-soo hasn't matured from the person he was. There are moments when Odae-soo's human side is present, such as when he is with Mi-do, but they are very infrequent throughout Oldboy. This was the very first scene shot for Oldboy, and it perfectly establishes the film's colour palette. Green is the film's main colour, and we see this inhabit many places in the world, from bathrooms to corridors, and of course the penthouse. When looking at colour theory, green is a colour that can refer to things such as nature and harmony, but here it adds an ominous and dark undertone to the entire environment. Villains such as Voldemort, or worlds such as the Matrix are examples of other dark uses of green within film.
Shit.
Purple is another very important colour within Oldboy, as this is the colour of Lee Woo-jin. Purple is the primary colour for boxes, handkerchiefs and umbrellas, and in reference to colour theory again, purple is associated with royalty. When Lee Woo-jin is typing to Mi-do and Odae-soo, he makes a few different references such as The Count of Monte Cristo and The Lonely Princess in the High Tower. The Count of Monte Cristo is a story that is very similar to Oldboy. The story follows Edmond Dantes through imprisonment, freedom, and revenge, spanning nearly his entire life. The Lonely Princess in the High Tower refers to the classic story of Rapunzel. In the film Tangled, Rapunzel only wears the colour purple, which signifies her true royal identity. In Oldboy, Lee Woo-jin is the Lonely Princess in the High Tower, and purple is used to show his royalty. The final main colour in Oldboy is red, which signifies many things, such as blood and violence, love and connection between Odae-soo and Mi-do, and also rage. Odae-soo wears many different coloured shirts throughout the film, but it's not until he walks into the tower with great ferocity that he wears a red shirt. While these are the main colours of Oldboy, there are other colours that are used as well, such as when Odae-soo is held in captivity. Yes, being held for 15 years is horrific, but it isn't all bad. There are positive aspects to his hotel room styled cell, and a mixture of warm and cool colours is used to illustrate this. Lee Woo-jin and Odae-soo are two sides of the same person. They are first properly introduced to one another when Lee Woo-jin rents the apartment opposite Mi-do's, under the alias Soo-deo. During this meeting, Odae-soo hardly says a word. He has finally met the person whom he sought revenge on, and yet he can't say anything. Where Odae-soo is impulsive, Lee Woo-jin is extremely calculated. He is the man with the remote control, the puppet master controlling his puppet. He has planned everything over a long period of time and is the script writer, director and actor all at the same time. So much so that he even plays Odae-soo's theme music within the film. Despite his calculated nature, there are times when we see Lee Woo-jin's emotions get the best of him and he acts impulsively, such as at the internet cafe. Like Odae-soo, there are contrasting characters within his psyche, and as Lee Woo-jin's and Odae-soo's fates converge, we see clips of them spliced together. Lee Woo-jin's most pivotal scene is when he returns to the tower and meets Odae-soo. Initially, he is wearing casual clothes before taking a shower. He doesn't look at Odae-soo a single time and he parades around his penthouse naked. This isn't because he's an exhibitionist, but rather because he sees Odae-soo as subhuman, no different from a pet or piece of furniture. Still without looking at Odae-soo, he begins to get dressed. Where is he going? At this stage we are still unsure. A wardrobe that splits into 4 sections and a shower placed in the centre of a penthouse. This is not a very practical or livable space at all and shows that Lee Woo-jin is a brat who likes playing with his toys. Staring directly into the mirror, it appears as if Lee Woo-jin is speaking directly to us. The moment he begins to explain the reality of the situation, images are replayed from previously in the film, but this time with a tone of purple. He is placed side by side with Ode-soo, and they are both superimposed on one another, again illustrating they are the same person. The wardrobe is shown from above, and it closes in the shape of a cross, connecting the wardrobe to the tattoo Lee Woo-jin bears on his lower back. With the completion of his revenge near at hand, Lee Woo-jin is acting like a kid. This is the moment he has been anticipating for decades after extensive preparation, and this moment is his biggest pleasure. When the plot twist is revealed, the sound is cut. Having no sound during this fight scene distorts the sense of time and makes it feel like it lasts forever. After the gunshot, the sound returns, and Lee Woo-jin wears a black suit. So where is he going? He's going to his own funeral, and he's wearing the black suit to show his condolences to himself. He gets angry with Ode-soo because he sought a more challenging opponent. The purple tone of the box shines on Mi-do's face. The box is beautiful, but what the box means is incredibly sinister. A nice contrast once again. At this point, Ode-soo is the most pitiful man in the world, and his nose is red like a clown. When Ode-soo and Lee Woo-jin previously met, Ode-soo was completely silent. But here the roles are reversed. You have to feel sorry for Ode-soo, and Lee Woo-jin appears to be showing his sympathies by crying. But the camera turns to reveal that he's actually laughing. Ode-soo gives his greatest performance, and in turn is rewarded for it. Lee Woo-jin appears sympathetic again, before the camera rotates to reveal his true intention. If we go back to the start of this sequence, over multiple cuts the camera goes round like a waltz, which indicates everything has come completely full circle. Lee Woo-jin's hand is used to go into the past, as it was this hand that released his sister, and is the origin of his guilt. This was the moment that signified the fall of Lee Woo-jin, and his hand turns into a shape able to pull the trigger. Even after his demise, you can see the smoke from the gunshot, as if his soul had left his body. Ode-soo seeks to erase the knowledge of what he learned in relation to Mi-do via hypnosis. Ode-soo now has grey hair, and we are unsure where or when this scene occurs. A strong purple light engulfs Ode-soo in the empty penthouse. Ode-soo stands firmly in the reflection, while the monster stands in the penthouse. He watches the monster walk away with a sorrowful look, forever covered in the purple of Lee Woo-jin. He awakens from the hypnosis, and the footprints could be the monsters, or they could be the hypnotists, and the same situation can be said about the two chairs. Laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone. The hypnosis was unsuccessful. Time is irreversible, and it only moves in one direction. There is a rugged mountain range ahead. With the knowledge Ode-soo now bears, it will be a rocky future for the both of them. Simply put, Oldboy's attention to detail is astonishing. There are so many different layers to the film, and so many different working parts that seamlessly come together. I don't say this lightly, but I think it may be the greatest Korean film of all time. It's a showcase of a master at the absolute top of his directorial game. Anyway, I've rambled for longer than I expected, so thank you for listening to a terrible story till the end.